So I just want to make this video super quick and wanted to clear things up for everyone. A lot of you may know about this whole death corridor situation with n1ckxd, with people like Ice Cave and Ufum pointing out flaws on the runs. And I will admit, I had these suspicions as well, considering I once investigated this guy and found horrendous inconsistencies on his Silent Club video. But that's not important. What is important is his death corridor videos, which would apply to all of his completions or progress reports. So, here's what I found personally. In Geometry Dash, whenever you click, an input is registered after 2 rendered frames, and we could test this with classic speed hack. By this logic, we can use this to determine if videos are botted or not, and this is the best way to do it. So, how do you do it? You want to grab a video of your choice that has noticeable clicks and download it at the highest quality as possible, and make sure it's 60 FPS at least, although you can work with the lower frames per second. Then whenever you put the video file in your video editing software, I'm using Vegas Pro 17 for demonstration, and you only shift the video part of the file over to where after an audible click happens, an input will happen after 2 frames. Due to rendering the video from a raw footage to the final video uploaded on YouTube, you will get a range of 1 to 2 frames of when an input will happen. Sometimes you'll get a 2 to 3 frame range, but that's normal. If you get a 1 to 2 frame range, an input must not happen after less than 1 frame or greater than 2 frames. Same story for a 2 to 3 frame range. It is also not normal for that frame range to switch from a 1 to 2 frame range to a 2 to 3 frame range, and vice versa. If that happens, you don't need to do any more investigating. The only game mode you cannot use for this method is the ship, and you can guess why. So, let's take Nick's 47th video on Death Corridor, which has a wider range of game modes we can use, and uses the wave game mode a lot, which will be important. From my sample, I got a 2 to 3 frame range, and that's pretty normal. Now you can actually use the releasing click sounds to judge whether or not clicks are suspicious, but this will only work if they have a noticeable waveform, and fortunately for us, that is the case. Okay. So the first 13% is pretty normal, nothing out of the ordinary, but once you reach 14%, things start to get suspicious. All of a sudden, that 2 to 3 frame range changes to a 1 to 2 frame range. Kinda weird, huh? But once you reach the ball spam at 33%, that range switches back to a 2 to 3 frame range. Now in order to tell if an input happened with orbs, you need to look out for a noticeable movement on the icon, or look out for a orb flash. And in this case, I think I made it more obvious than it needed to be. And then after that orb spam part, it changes back to a 1 to 2 frame range, and it stays like that for the rest of the video. Okay, so what if I'm wrong on this? What if I for some reason did my research wrong, and I for some reason was just spitting straight opinions? Telepracity, and I'm sure a lot of people have as well, reached out to Nick for raw footage to investigate the video and see what's going on behind the scenes. And as expected, like any other cheater, he either didn't respond or refused to give the raw footage. And of course, how could I not mention this as to why he's doing this? Now, I was going to end the video right here. I just present the information and be done with my day. But there is more information I got while voicing for this script. Kudos to all the people that gave me this information. Starting off is the bot that Nick uses. It's Alpha Clickbot. How do I know this? Because the title says so. And also the creator of Alpha Clickbot confirmed this as well, stating Nick bought the program. If you don't know what Alpha Clickbot is, it's an accurate bot that lets you make those with click videos you see. Now, Nick's argument is someone else records the macros for him, and that's pretty much saying nothing, because even though he didn't create the macros, he is still using those macros in the videos. Regardless of his argument, this pretty much confirms Nick uses the bot, although I would like to see some sort of receipt if the creator has that, unless it's not allowed to be distributed, which I understand. Another thing I found out was with Telepracity, who did some proper Reddit research. Massive kudos to him. He actually went in Nick's $10 video to confirm whether the video is fake or not, and found out the run was no clip or it uses hitbox multipliers. Nick, please don't get away with using a double-edged sword. Leave that to me, please. The last evidence I found while voicing for this script is relating to Lucky Draw. For the two of you who don't know what Lucky Draw is, or how it works, the shake triggers used in the level decide your fate in an RNG related way. Most of the time, the shake trigger needs to shake downwards for you to pass, sometimes upwards. So, which shake triggers were manipulated? At the 11th trigger at 26%, the shake trigger shakes upwards, which in an unmodified Lucky Draw will kill you. In this case, the shake trigger shakes upwards, yet the spike wall disappears. Comparing that to every other fail or completion pass, 26%, all of them have 26% shake upwards. When talking to Blanket Addict, the creator of Lucky Draw, he pretty much agrees with these findings and even gives us a pattern to beat the level. When confronted to Nick about this, initially all comments with the solid proof are deleted, but in the DM with Nick, his only excuse was that it was a fun hacked video, meaning it's not meant to be serious. There's a few things wrong with this. 1. No mention of the video being fake is listed in the title or description. And 2. The last time someone pulled this stunt was the same person twice. That person is of course Riley, whenever he was caught cheating firework and everybody was caught cheating security circles. Finally, we have Nick's hand cam video, and already there was a few things wrong with this. First off, why is it so dark in there? Couldn't you have recorded this at like 2 in the afternoon and not midnight? If you claim this is legit, why isn't Kurumi's bright hand cam on firework not legit? If you answered it's because the clicks don't align, what if I told you that it's not needed? Your clicks also don't align, so stop being hypocritical. A hand cam only serves as a distraction for proving yourself to not be a cheater when you have severe allegations against you. It doesn't serve as full proof. I'd also like to harken back to whenever Connex hacked VSC, he used a hand cam to hide his no-clip accuracy run. So Nick, what are you hiding back there in that dark hand cam? Give me the raw footage and I'll look into it. Or don't. We'll see where it goes from here, and if I get enough requests to dig deep into this channel as well as other cheaters that some of you know about, I'll for sure make more videos. And I don't expect Nick to confess his action given his massive ego. And I'd be shocked if he did, address my claims. Alright, that's enough for me. I'm gonna go play some Death Corridor. So I'll be back in a few months.